I'm Sohana Bhattacharya, and I welcome you to the second season of Goodfirms Leaders Roundtable podcast. For now, I just have one word for our first season, and that is amazing. We created 21 episodes, talked with extremely knowledgeable people in the IT industry, and threw light on topics related to technology and leadership. Thank you to each and every one of you who come back to listen to every episode that we put out. And I hope we are delivering value. In the second season, we plan on doing a lot more. We plan to talk with a lot more entrepreneurs in the IT industry. So, without any further ado, let's dive into the very first episode of season 2 of Good Firms Leaders Roundtable podcast. We have Gireesh Kaushik, founder and CTO of Grawlix. Grawlix software has been helping businesses gain a competitive edge and business efficiency. And its founder, Gireesh, who is the speaker today on our podcast, holds expertise in developing advanced development methodologies, tools, and processes that contribute to the design and rollout of cutting edge software applications. Thank you so much, Gireesh, for joining us today. Anything that I might have missed in the introduction, something that you like to add?
Thanks, Suhana. I think almost you have covered all the parts. The only things I would need to add over here is the Grawlix software is basically the software development fund that has risen to the top of the IT industry by providing the cutting edge technologies and unique solutions. And we strive to provide a value based outcome for each of our clients by delivering the high quality service at low cost. This is our main motto.
That's great. That's a very good vision to stick to.
Yeah.
So, as we all know that the demand for mobile applications is greater than ever before.
Right.
And with such higher demand, I think the number one thing that entrepreneurs or business owners really focuses is time to market. It should have a faster time to market, and that's where cross-platform applications come into the picture. We will be talking about that today in our podcast of what are cross-platform apps, how they are built, and where can business owners use cross-platform applications to actually excel and grow. So starting with the very first question, can you please explain what actually cross-platform applications are to our technical and non-technical audience, and perhaps a few examples for better understanding?
Okay. So basically, cross-platform mobile applications are the mobile apps developed to the function for the multiple mobile platform. These applications are compatible with more than one operating system. Like we have iPhone, which is running on the iOS, and we have Samsung phones, other phones which are running on the Android. So basically, this all the cross mobile applications having a one source code, and it runs on the various platform like iOS and Android. So for the non-technical persons as well, we can see this is the one source code and it can runs on the different platforms. But for the native application, what happens? We have to build application based on the platform wise. For the iOS, it can be a different, and for the Android, it is a different.
So, as per my understanding, cross-platform app development means making applications that are compatible with multiple OS, right?
Right, multiple operating system. Yeah.
So now, as a consumer, I just had a thing in mind that whether Android or iOS, different hardware devices, they are manufactured with multiple screen sizes, and consumer expect apps to work on their smartwatches, mobile phones, foldable devices, and the list goes on and on. So, how has different screen sizes affected the development process of mobile application? Like, does it differ from the development practices that existed before?
Yes. So basically, when the designer, whenever he is creating any concept, like for example, if the project comes in and we finalize the requirement, so whenever app is going to be built, it designer works with the series of the screen size in mind. He always have to in mind, okay, this application should work in different devices and different if it is in cross-platform applications. Yeah. So they always consider, okay, it should work into the iOS and Android both the way. So basically what we do is we create a wireframe, we create a sketch with the basic layout. Where should be a button should be there, what kind of elements we are going to use it, what is the look and feel for those elements. Those kind of things we work as a designer, and then we build the powerful mobile app UI. with the different sizes. For those kind of building those kind of applications, we used AI, Photoshop, Sketch, Figma. So various tools are there into the market which help us to create different screen sizes UI.
Hmm. Again, when we were researching about this topic, we realized that more and more entrepreneurs want a large customer base for their applications with fewer expenses and shorter development life cycle, right? And
Right.
cross-platform applications are of such kind that they do exactly that. A shorter development life cycle with fewer expenses, but I'm sure there are more advantages to this. So, what are some other advantages of cross-platform applications that can benefit various business owners and they can also hop onto this?
Okay, so the basic and main advantage is one is the development time and cost saving. So because it
Mhm.
is a single code which is running on different platforms, different multiple operating systems. So entrepreneur or the who is coming with the MVP or any product, they no need to build the different source code, right? So it will save your time, it will save your energy as well. Like otherwise, what will happen in the native application? You have to hire the two different teams, and the maintenance of that particular source code is also different because for the maintenance of that particular application for a different OS is also you require a different teams. So that way
Mm.
it helps the cross application platform people who can maintain one source code, which will save your money, maintenance. Yeah, of course, the cross application maintenance having some cons as well, like for the securities, for performance, for the UI options. But still,
Mm.
who want to go into the market with the less budget and we want to test their product, the cross application platform is absolutely a good choice for them.
Hmm. So I think I'll just summarize it that less code means less hassle, and cross-platform applications somewhat give that advantage to business owners that there is less maintenance than the things that you just mentioned.
Right.
Hmm. So, as we just discussed, that cross-platform application comes with a lot of advantages, but there must be some specific scenarios where cross-platform applications are not such a great fit for the organization or for the product. So, being a mobile app development company since 2014, can you please state your experience or scenarios wherein you suggested the customer to go for native mobile app development instead of cross-platform?
Basically, see, if the customer is coming and some other companies are working on the cross platform and some other companies are working on the native development, so it is a never ending process. They will say native application is always better, the cross platform is
Hmm.
always better, right? So we can debate so long whatever we want it, but the reality is like there are few aspects which we need to consider while we are developing the application. For example, in the native application we have very beautiful animations. We can create as many as components which supports by the OS. Like we have unlimited support for the elements,
Hmm.
right? But in the cross platform we have limitations to create the UI UX components. Security wise, obviously native application is far better because
Hmm.
it supports your native applications, native libraries. But might when we are building the application which supports multiple OS, then it's a problem with the security as well. I'm not saying it is not secure, but I'm saying comparatively to the native application, cross platform application are less secure.
Hmm.
Other than that cost, obviously it reduces your around 30 to 40% cost while you're building the application into the cross platform applications and the native applications. For example, if you are building the application for OS, it will only work for the OS for iOS.
Hmm.
If it is working, if you are building for the Android, it will only work for the Android application. That is for the native application. And it depends, like you asked, like how we suggest the customer to which platform it should go. Either you should
Right.
go for the closed platform or the native application platform. So first we
Hmm.
analyze the requirement. What is the
Hmm.
requirement the customer have, and based
Hmm.
on that we decide, okay, which platform you should go. If they require a faster application, stabilities, securities, then we always support go with the native application if you have a budget as well. If they have a
Hmm.
concern about the budgets, timelines, then obviously we suggest, okay, this is the cross application platform is an option. And then you have those kind of limitations that also we tell them initially itself before starting the projects.
Hmm. Which is the most popular framework that is used for cross-platform and for native?
Mhm. As of now, in the cross platform, the most is going on like React Native, Flutter,
Hmm.
and Ionic also we are using as of now. And for the Microsoft applications and some reasons we are using the Xamarin.
Okay. That means there's a wide range of frameworks that are available.
Right. And it depends on
Hmm.
the client requirement as well. Once it will come, okay, they require into the Flutters. So we go with the Flutter. We don't suggest them a React Native. Some clients say, okay, this is the our application requirement. You suggest the best technologies. So based on
Hmm.
their requirement, we suggest them, okay, this is the best techs. We can use it to build that.
Right, exactly. So the main point is to focus on whatever we are developing, no matter native or cross-platform,
Right.
users' requirement must be kept in mind, right?
Yes, and we always knows, okay, this is the limitations, but within that limitations, how we can give a better product to the client.
Hmm.
That is our
Right.
approach.
Right. So, as good firms, we would like to know how good firms has helped you survive this cutthroat competition in the IT industry and thrive as a mobile app development company.
Yeah, in this case, I'm really thankful for the good firms because initially we were only taking the reviews on the Google, but that is a
Hmm.
mixed review, right? Now, good firms help us to take the business reviews from our client. So, you want to give the reference, okay, what kind of projects you have done. So, we only give the good firm URL. We
Hmm.
don't give anything else. So where they are
Hmm.
managing everything, and it's help us like where the good form is already verifying the client's reviews, it is
Hmm.
genuine or not, it's a fake. So everything is doing by the good form, so it is giving us lot of explorers and people who are client are trusting on the good forms. And when they are
Hmm.
coming from the good forms, believe me, our 50% job is done because they are coming from the good firms, and they already knows about the Grawlix. And apart from this, we just need to discuss about the projects and requirements.
Hmm.
So based on the experience of Goodform is the best software review company, I would say.
Okay. We are glad to hear that because we want to play a role of that kind that we are doing 50% of the job and becoming an easy platform for companies to share to their clients. So
Yeah,
thank you so much for showing that trust in good firms. We make sure that we stand up to your expectations even in the future.
thank you.
So, so thank you so much for giving in your precious time, Girish. And we had a lovely conversation around cross-platform applications, and I hope our audience had a lot to learn and explore.